We have two, massive modern day heavyweights, both young, both undefeated, both got charisma, and they're fighting for a genuine heavyweight world title. And, there's no mystery to this. It's a 50-50 fight. We fancy it our side, they fancy it their side, but this is a 50-50 fight. This is what the public want, and it's for the genuine heavyweight title.
How would you give Hughie some advice in the build-up to this? Obviously, this is the biggest fight night of Hughie's career. He's built into it very, very nicely to where he is now. Would you give Hughie any advice now? Would you leave it to Peter?
I'd say don't do what I done, because if it was my press conference, all these tables and chairs would be flying. There'd be fun and games, circus acts. But no, I can't give anybody advice. Hughie's his own man and his own person, so I'm sure Hughie and Peter will have a good game plan for the fight. And like I say, they can only do our best in boxing, and if it's good enough, then you win. If it's not good enough, then you lose. Simple. It's not rocket science, it's just ABC.
We was doing the press conference for the Dominic Wynn fight. You said to us all then that Hughie was not ready to challenge for a world title. That was March 2016. You did say then, by the end of 2017, that Hughie would be challenging for a world title. How right you were. Is he ready for it now?
Well, a lot of people chat shit in boxing, but I don't like to. So it's whatever we plan out, whatever I say, not always comes true, but we try our best. But yeah, at the time we were speaking, he was still learning his trade. He's had some good fights. He's had some good learning fights. And this is his time now. He's been 5 years now coming up, and he's still 22, not 23 by the way. So he's been 5 years as a professional, and he's mixed it with everybody. He's had ups and downs in the gym. He's had everything you can imagine. But the main thing is season for fight night. So he's as ready as he's going to be. There's not going to be any excuses. This is like Tyson said, 50-50 fight. The best man will win on the night. This is boxing. It's a beautiful sport, and it's nice for two unbeaten heavyweights. These are not promoter protected, neither are these lads. And I say this because Parker's always had plenty of respect from us as a young fighter coming through. Me and Tyson, you looked at him coming through, he said, yeah, you can fight this kid. So this ain't somebody where somebody's got a belt out of a dustbin. This is somebody who's a young man, he's fighting a serious contender for this title, in Joseph Parker. And I believe it is a 50-50 fight, and we're looking forward to it. What I will say is, having met Joseph Parker, what a lovely young fella he is. He's a proper gentleman of the sport. And he's, in his ways, he's a lot like Hughie, because Hughie's also similar nature to him. He's a religious lad. I think both of them are church-going lads as well. So what a fantastic opportunity to see two young fighters go at it. And it's like Tyson said, ultimately, this is a fighting game. It's all about the fighters. And may the best man win. I've got my son in here. But this is regardless. This is a sport, and the best man will win. And Joseph Parker, he'll be treated with a height of respect over here. There'll be no tricks like we had in Germany, which was pathetic. This is proper boxing on a world level, and they get the maximum treatment, maximum respect. They will have no complaints boxing over here.
And Hughie's getting better every time he enters the ring. There's no doubt about that. He's a young man that's growing into his body. He brings a very skillful, very awkward style, and one that we have to prepare very, very well for. Also, trying to put a team of sparring partners together to prepare for somebody like him is a big task, because he has a very unique style. I know I haven't answered the question that you asked me, but I will now. My fighter, Joseph Parker, he's a great young man. He's a young fighter who is one of the youngest men to win the heavyweight world title. We developed and built Joe up in New Zealand, right down the bottom of the world, picking up belts, moving up into the rankings, and we took him all the way to the WBO Heavyweight Championship of the World, thanks again to Tyson. it was always our plan to come to the UK. It was always for us, it was the UK 1, the United States 2. Even though Joe lives with me in Las Vegas and he prepares for all his fights in Vegas, this market here in the UK was where we wanted to be. So we as a team are really excited to be here for this fight.
If you could just explain to us as well, you've recently been quoted as saying that you've only been boxing at 40 and 60%, and it's probably pointless that Joseph and his team should watch the older footage of you because this is more of a new you and you're going to be at 100%. Do you want to just explain that one for us?
Yeah, no one has never seen me 100% before. No one's seen me like this, so going back over my old tapes, that's a completely different me. My blood was poisoned, and you're going to see a completely different fighter. So the 23rd of September, you're going to see a new Hughie Fury, and I'm here to shine.
Tell us about Team Fury. What is it like being part of probably the most famous boxing family in modern boxing and the unity with that as well?
Listen, it's great pride as well because we do come from a good family, and like I said, we won't be here today without the man myself outside of me is my dad, because he directed us in the right direction, and he's, like I say, he's done it for Tyson, and he's going to be there in my corner as well. So I'm super confident going in this fight.
My prediction is that I'm just, to say, all I want to do is come here and put on a great fight. That's what I want to do. And I back myself with any heavyweight I jump in the ring with. I'm confident when I train hard that I can do the job. He's also confident. He's going to come ready and prepared. So I'm just going to say it's going to be a great fight, and let's see, the best man's going to win.
So it is Hughie and it is Joseph, gentlemen. Do you need to say anything to each other now? Does anyone want to talk? Hughie?
May the best man win. That's all I've got to say.
See you September 23.
Look forward to it.
I've got a question for Tyson Fury. We watch everything that you do. As you already know, we're big fans of yours, but we see you trash talk David Haye, we see you trash talk Anthony Joshua, all the names, but the one guy you have never trash talked is Joseph Parker. And we are actually shocked by it because we actually don't understand, and we've been waiting for it because at the end of the day it gives us good media. But why have you constantly kept the same way and not trashed Joseph Parker?
Because Joseph Parker is one of those fighters that I admire. I've watched all of his fights from turning pro, and I've often given him advice on social media, and we've always wished him luck and congratulated him after his fights. And I don't intend to trash talk Joe, never. David A needs trash talking times 10. All the rest of them need it because they're fakes. Joseph's a proper man, says it how it is, comes to fight. He's took good learning fights along the way, hard fights like I did myself. Joe reminds me of me, fight anybody, anywhere, and has always come through. So the other guys, why I trash talk them is because they're pretenders and they can't fight, where I know Joe is not a pretender and he can fight. I admire both fighters. Obviously I've been there with Hughie from the beginning of his career, even before he was boxing. So obviously I give him loads of advice and pointers, but like I said before to the guy over there, I can't give anybody advice on how to fight anybody else because I can only be accountable for myself. And with Hughie, my style's quite different, and our personalities are quite different. So yeah, but I am happy to meet Joe in person and I'll shake his hand in a minute and congratulate him properly.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, not trash talking me and trash talking everyone else.